Hey, welcome back to Rivet Day. Gino Ames here, live from the Mini Man Cave in the heart of Florida, St. Augustine. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, gonna take a different spin for the next couple of days. I'm gonna rip off my good buddy Joe over at Sit and Spin. I'm gonna talk about some records, defining records. Now, where Joe over at Sit and Spin, if you're not following Joe, you need to, because he's my bro. And a wealth of musical knowledge that puts most anyone to shame. So, where Joe mostly covers new releases, reissues, special things like that, I'm going to touch on those albums that came at defining moments of bands, and whether they worked or not, they were a defining moment. And, as you can hear in the background, today we're talking about Judas Priest's Turbo, released in 1986, was met with several different things. Hardcore fans of Priest who had, fans of British Steel, Defenders of the Faith, screaming for vengeance. Hated it. Oh, they hated it. Hated it. Priest with keyboards. Oh, they hated it. But then there was the other side. Now, being a kid who grew up in rural Maine, I never heard that Priest. I mean, I'd seen I'd heard Another Thing Coming. Stuff like that. I used to tune into Metal Shop on WBLM every weekend. So I had heard some Priest and I dug it. But this was mainstream. This was everywhere. MTV played the crap out of Turbo Lover, Locked In. So for me, it was like, this was the first Priest record I went out and bought. It's like, oh, I have to have it. This is good stuff. Of course, what's my favorite song on this? Reckless. Why? Because it sounds the most like old school Priest. And just had a great riff, stuff like that. I know my good buddy Pete Zabu, that's his favorite on this record too. And it's funny, years later, when Priest break out Turbo Lover live, the place goes mental. Absolutely mental. So while it doesn't have the sonic metal that, say, Free Will Burning does, people dig it. I stand by this record. Slickly produced. I mean, it was, looking at the landscape there, everyone was using keyboards, but Priest still kind of kept some to it, and I think that comes from Halford's voice. From this record, the next record was called Priest Live, which was a double live album, and that's where I really became cemented as a Priest fan, because that's when I really heard all those classic Priest songs. So, hey, give Turbo Lover, just Turbo. First track is Turbo Lover, but give Turbo a spin. Revisit this record. It's a lot of fun. Yes, the production sounds dated in some places. All the keyboards just make it sound dated. And boy, am I glad most people have moved away from keyboards. Ha! Riff of the day, Gino Ames, Turbo. Check it out.